What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to go through all the movies I've watched so far in 2025. From January 1st till this day, May 15th, I have seen 28 movies in total. Not as many as I would have liked, but lately I just haven't had the time to sit down and binge a couple of horror movies, unfortunately. Most movies I'm going to go through quite fast because I don't want to bore you guys to death with all my chit chat about shitty movies. So I'm only going to go deeper into the movies that really stuck with me. Now, let's get straight into the first movie I've seen this year. Starting the year off very strong with one of my favorite movies I've seen so far this year. I had very high expectations for Robert Eggers' version of Nosferatu, being a big fan of the movies The Lighthouse and The Witch. After seeing the trailer, I got even more excited, and I loved that they didn't give away the appearance of Count Orlok either, which looked horrific in the movie, in the best way possible. I loved the scenery, how the movie was shot, and the performances by every actor shown on screen, especially Willem Dafoe's role as Professor Von Franz. I don't think I have anything to say that hasn't been said about this movie already, so let's move on to the next. Average creature feature with great CGI spiders. It was kind of thrilling, but nothing really that special. Still enjoyed it on my first watch. 2.5 stars out of 5. Psychological horror movie with a very refreshing twist on the home invasion subgenre. Could understand why people would love this movie. I just thought it was a little slow-paced, which made it hard to keep my attention with the movie. Still a good movie, 3 out of 5 stars. Fairly entertaining found footage movie. Basically Cannibal Holocaust, except the humans are alright looking CGI dinosaurs. Had fun watching it once, will probably never watch again. Society? What a delight of a movie this was. At first, I was a little bored with the movie being a quite generic 80s movie, following a son who is suspicious of his family keeping a big secret from him, but as the movie progresses, we see it's far from anything generic, treating us with some of the best body horror effects from the 1980s. I don't want to spoil too much about this absolute gem, so trust me when I say you won't regret giving this flick a watch if you love 80s horror movies. Easy 4.5 stars.
Well, son, I guess you're right. I am a butthead.
Videodrome was a movie I had some mixed feelings about. I did really enjoy all the practical effects, but the story didn't really do it for me. Might have felt a little too over the top for me, to be honest. An adult VHS tape that brainwashes its audience to commit brutal crimes. Not for me, unfortunately. 3 out of 5 stars. Rawhead Rex is a movie I wish I liked more. I knew it was going to be bad going into it, because I had seen pictures of what the monster looked like before. But still, I was kind of disappointed. I have a more in-depth review in my February physical media update if you're interested in that. Unfortunately, 2.5 stars out of 5. In my latest video, I did a review on The Last Video Store, a movie which I absolutely loved. So, if you want to know more about this banger of a throwback movie, be sure to check out my horror collection video on my channel. Did not understand what this was about whatsoever. Some creepy, disturbing visuals, 2.5 out of 5 for effort. Most WTF movie I watched all year, if not ever. Grown man in diapers pretending to be babies for pleasure. Did recognize the dude from Human Centipede Part 2. Would not recommend to anyone. 1.5 stars. The first 45 minutes might be the scariest part. Disobeying, screaming children who start to act stranger and stranger by the minute. Then when finally hell breaks loose, this movie will keep you on the edge of your seat till the very end. It's also hard to watch the kids struggle multiple times as they try to explain to the parents what's going on, but the parents don't believe them and just wave it off. Also, the setting is gorgeous and really adds a sense of helplessness as they're staying at a big mansion, somewhere remote, with the roads covered in snow. If you have any doubts of having children, watch this movie and you'll make up your mind very quickly. 3.5 stars for the children. Loved how this movie was built up with some beautiful scenery, but the ending felt rushed and out of place. Still a 4 stars for me because of the gorgeous, spooky forest. A friend of mine told me this movie actually scared him when he first watched it, so the bar was set very high for me. I might have been in the wrong setting watching this the first time, being slightly intoxicated while doing so and seeing it in broad daylight. But I thought the movie is more funny than actually scary. Still enjoyed it enough, but had higher hopes to be honest. 3.5 for Ganjam. A kidnapping movie that turns paranormal in the final act. Still have mixed feelings, so gave it 2 stars, but I do want to give this one a rewatch because it did stay on my mind for days after watching it. It did have some genuinely creepy moments, but they got ruined by trashy jump scares and cheap effects. I don't think this movie needs much elaboration on why I gave it 4.5 stars. an angry goat, and witches having a levitating tea party. If you haven't seen it, all I can say is, please do so. This movie builds its tension slowly, but oh so well, only to shock you with a bone-chilling finale. Let me give you my reaction after I left the theater watching The Monkey. What the fuck did I just watch? Did I like it? Was it good? I guess. I don't know. Definitely need to rewatch this. 3 stars out of 5, I think. I recently bought the first season of the Masters of Horror collection, and this was the first short movie I watched. Directed by John Carpenter and starring Daryl from The Walking Dead, I was not disappointed by this very creative horror movie about a film that has been lost over the years, which causes mayhem to anyone who has seen the tape. Eventually the tape is found, and the people who found it immediately regret it. Loved the practical effects in this, which were very over the top. 4 out of 5 stars for cigarette burns. Very entertaining, loved the first and last short movie, other 2 were not bad, but not great either. Don't expect a masterpiece, but I think you will enjoy if you can appreciate B horror movies with good acting and creative practical effects. 3.5 stars. The original Ju-on movie, Ju-on the Curse, definitely surprised me, as I was expecting it to not be too scary. But trust me, even though the special effects are dated, the way this movie builds suspense with music and the lack of sound at some points will chill you to the bone. If you have seen Ju-on the Grudge, which came out a couple years later, and you enjoyed it, be sure to definitely watch this one. 4 scary little kids out 5. What the fuck? Just what the fuck? Just look at this abomination. Still not bad. 3 stars. I didn't really connect with the AI aspect in this movie, but it was fun seeing the xenomorphs again after some time. Also, the human-xenomorph hybrid at the end was creepy as fuck. Also, kudos for the very well done chestburster scene. 3.5 stars out of 5 for Romulus. A movie I had never heard of, but definitely will never forget. The Eyes of My Mother is basically the Texas Chainsaw Massacre if you would replace Leatherface, with a mentally ill girl who saw her mom being killed as a child and keeping the murderer as her pet in the barn. Sounds fun, right? This movie is in black and white as well, and I could only imagine how vile it would be if it had color. Thank God we won't get to know what that would be like. Strong 3.5 stars for this chilling movie. I went into Oddity, blind, and was pleasantly surprised by it. A murder mystery combined with some paranormal voodoo aspects create this tense movie with a funny, but horrifying movie monster that will change your look on wooden statues for good. 3.5 stars. Let me keep it short. Boring movie with one very entertaining kill. If you love this, I'm sorry. I thought it was poo-poo. 2 stars for In a Violent Nature. This movie really surprised me this year. Death of a Unicorn's message is basically fuck the rich people. And I love the way they portray that with the unicorns who can only be calmed down by a pure soul or something like that. Loved the fast pacing and comedy in this movie, as well as the performances by Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, and especially Will Poulter. The movie was like 2 hours long, but it flew by. 4 unicorns out of 5. One of the weirdest horror comedies I've ever seen. A delivery girl accidentally gets in the middle of a satanic ritual to summon one of the worst demons ever or something. We follow her trying to escape, while goofy stuff keeps happening to her and the cult. Rebecca Romijn is in here, who's better known as Mystique in the X-Men series. Also, spoiler alert, what stuck with me most was the ending, which was basically one big satanic orgy with dozens of naked people hugging and dancing. 3.5 out of 5. The Painted. Horny dad wants to bone Lady in Painting, but Lady in Painting very bad. Honestly can barely remember the rest. 2 very mediocre stars out of 5. I was pleasantly surprised by the movie adaptation of the video game Until Dawn. Sure, it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was a fun tribute to the excellent video game by the same name. I also laughed my ass off every time someone exploded because they drank the contaminated water. Hilarious. 3.5 Wendigos out of 5. And that were all the movies I watched so far this year. I'm planning on making a video like this every month, as I have more free time right now. So let me know in the comments if you would like that. Also consider to subscribe to never miss when a video comes live. Thank you for now. See you next time.